Hey folks, it's Matt once again. And if you're wondering why I'm going to speak so rapidly, it's because I, I want to make a video that's about 10 minutes to do a test on YouTube because I tried to upload two other videos, but they were certain other files and they wouldn't upload. I wanted to see if it's YouTube screwing up, if I can't upload any files, if this can be uploaded, and of course if you see this, you know it can. So it's going to be sort of a 10-minute video. Plus, then another thing happened before that where there was another video I was uploading and I thought it was uploaded, but then YouTube screwed me over because it was processing too long. And I thought it was up, and it was my own mistake because I deleted the video, so I have to redo that again, which is this. And I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, and I'll see if I can go fast. Because I know, yes, I know a lot of times I repeat myself, but it's just the way I talk, it's just the way I want to express my. Because when people ask, why do you hate something? I repeat it 5 times so you know why, so that I don't get that question. But I still do, so it doesn't matter. But it was another part of the IMDB Files in 1996. I left off with Terminal Justice, a film with Lorenzo Lamas that mentioned a game called Hellraiser. And I was going through 1996, and I'm trying to get to where I was in the part that you didn't see. Like Pinocchio's Revenge, which gets a 4.0, which is too damn high. And, gee, it has nothing to do with Child's Play. No connection, except it's a puppet. You have a serial killer. You have a woman who's the main character who has a child, in this case a daughter. But it's a woman who's a main character who has a child, who has a birthday, like Andy did in Child's Play, and a puppet, or a doll, I should say, is involved. In this case, a Pinocchio puppet. And in this film, they try to do some psychological stuff to it as well. But to be honest, Child's Play is all I think of when I think of Pinocchio's Revenge. A shitty version of Child's Play, like Dolly Dearest. Yeah, I know, I tried to do some different stuff with it as well. I know, before you point that out. I don't think Pinocchio's Revenge worked. I also think the director Kevin S. Tenney is an overrated director. People say, well, he's not a known director. But in the horror film circuit, he's put on a pedestal that I don't think I disagree with. There's one film I liked that he did, Night of the Demons, from 1988, which I reviewed. I enjoy that film. I have fun with that movie. Witchboard, I thought was boring. Witchboard might as well be spelled with B-O-R-E-D for Witchboard because that's how I felt watching it. He did a film. What the hell was the other film? There was another film that he did. Yeah, Peacemaker, the one with Robert Forster. I thought that was a pretty mediocre flick. Not much to it. The Arrival 2 was horrible. I liked The Arrival with Charlie Sheen. In this one, they killed Charlie Sheen's character off. Arrival 2, and then have a shitty actor like Patrick Muldoon. It was a useless sequel that wasn't needed. Demolition University. It was a sequel to the film Demolition High with Corey Haim. Corey Haim was in this one. And this has even less action than Demolition High, and Demolition University is even worse than Demolition High. And Demolition High, I can watch as a time waster. It's not great. It's hard to even call it a good movie, but Demolition University is even cheaper, with even less action. Demolition University was a bad movie. Arrival 2 was a bad movie. Pinocchio's Revenge, this film, was a bad movie, in my opinion. Peacemaker was a mediocre movie. If you want to see a good version of that, watch The Hidden. And Witchboard, I thought was boring as hell. Then I see some of his other films, but the films I've seen, there's only one I've liked is Night of the Demons. Pinocchio's Revenge, nothing to it. Michael Pare did a film which gets a 4.0 called Coyote Run. A dream-so Vietnam vet still bears the emotional scars of that terrible conflict. Well, a lot of times when you have a Vietnam vet in a movie, usually he's fucked up. It's true. You watch a lot of movies, if there's a Vietnam vet, one way or another, he's fucked up, either physically or mentally. It's an action-adventure film with Michael Pare, Peter Green. Haven't seen the film, can't think much to it. He's a Vietnam vet, he kicks some ass, sir. Skipping through the stuff I have nothing on. Dark Breed, which gets a 4.1, but I think is a little low. It's a PM Entertainment film. 6 astronauts, are infected by an alien organism. Has Jascalia, has Jonathan Banks. I actually remember this being a decent PM Entertainment film. I wouldn't call it a good film, but I thought it had some pretty decent practical effects on the creature at the end of the film. I thought it had actually some pretty damn decent action sequences and stunt sequences, which was pretty much the norm for a lot of PM Entertainment films. There are better PM Entertainment films. Zero Tolerance with Robert Patrick, I think that was one. I think Jess Speedman did one called Land of the Free. Even Jascalia did one called, I believe it was PM Entertainment film, T-Force. Dark Breed, the pacing wasn't the best. The rest of the cast, characters weren't that interesting. Jascalia I thought did fine. He was good in this film that I want to review one day down the road called The Rift, aka Endless Descent. But Dark Breed, it had a sequel bait ending, but not really a sequel bait ending because it leaves room for a sequel at the end. Because in a way, one of them got away, or the creature pretty much got away. Because again, if it infects people, one of them gets away, and you could have done a sequel, but they never did, so it kind of leaves a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. But still, I thought it was a decent time waster at the least. I don't think it's a 4.1 bad movie. Moving Target gets a 4.1. This is a film with Michael Dudikoff and Billy D. Williams. A bounty hunter with a pregnant wife who is urging him to get a regular job gets framed for murder and trapped in a war between Russian gangsters. This is when Michael Dudikoff was still making movies. And Moving Target was a pretty boring film. It's an action film with not much action. And it's a thriller that wasn't that thrilling. It's a pretty less than mediocre. It's a boring flick. Tries to be a thriller. It's not that thrilling. And there's not much action in it at all. One really forgettable Michael Dudikoff film. It's directed by Damon Lee, who I think did Agent Red with Dolph Lundgren, which is one of Dolph Lundgren's worst films. Then some drama, romance thriller called Exit and Red gets a 4.1. Something about a psychiatrist who's brought up on charges of sexual misconduct, and then he goes to another place and things happen. It has Mickey Rourke and Anthony Michael Hall. That interests me, just if it has Mickey Rourke and Anthony Michael Hall, but I don't know, just the psychiatrist, and it looks like a romance, thriller, drama. Reminds me of Color of Night. That just popped in my head with Bruce Willis. And Color of Night is a film that grew on me a little bit, but I don't know about Exit and Red. Maybe I'd see a trailer, see if it interests me. A film, 4.1, which I think is too high, called The Stupids, with Tom Arnold. An incredibly dull-witted family unknowingly stumble upon an illegal weapons deal while on the trail of their stolen garbage. Hey, if you want to see a movie about stupid people, that something gets stolen, they look for it, watch Beavis and Butthead Do America, where they look for their TV. And the fact that it's directed by John Landis, holy shit, this is a guy who did, I don't know, Animal House, Blues Brothers. He was involved with Animal House, right? I know Blues Brothers. American Wolf in London. Spies Like Us, I don't mind. Coming to America, I like. But fuck me, man. Burke and Hare, I did not see. And Beverly Hills Cop 3 was horrible. Oscar with Stallone, I like. Three Amigos was not my cup of tea. Into the Night, I want to see again. Trading Places, I didn't mind. Yeah, he did Animal House, Blues Brothers, American Wolf in London, Trading Places. I like all those movies. Of course, the infamous Twilight Zone, the movie segment he did where people got killed. A guy and two kids, an actor and two kid actors. But The Stupids, I mean, of course it's a stupid movie, but it's not a funny movie. You know, you want to watch the first Dumb and Dumber, watch Beavis and Butthead Do America. It's a much better movie. Let's see. Actually, I'll just stop there for now, because like I said, this is just going to be a small part, 10 minutes. This is a test. see what happens. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more parts, longer parts, later.